Shut. Kunyen. Hi and welcome. I'm excited to have Adam here with us today. I know you guys get to see him all the time, but I get to have him on the floor, which I don't always get to have that, so that's pretty exciting. So today we're going to be working on the wrist break in Taebaek. So a lot of times people make the assumption that when someone grabs their wrist, they just pull away. Well, anytime you have someone who's got nice strong hands, you're not going to get away, so it's not going to work. So in Taebaek, it's trying to teach you how to use alternative motions and to go through the weakest part of the wrist. So as we do the wrist break, I want you to do a couple practices for me. So what's going to happen, what it's simulating is that I bend my wrist. If I need to step in to do that, I would. I'm going to lift, as I do that, my elbow's going to come up, so I go into that open thumb. Then all I do is do a rotation around. So it's a really great motion. It's just 1, 2. That's all it is. So if he grabs on, 1, 2. And if he grabs on really tight, I'm just going to step right in and go 1, 2. He's got great hands too. He can grab, I mean, if you look at my arm, he's got it nice and red. But the gift of that is the fact that he's sharing with us how it's not always about raw brute strength. A lot of times, in fact, in martial arts, it's about what you know. Because if I know techniques that can counterbalance or can put me in a better position to keep myself safe, then I can execute and be safe a lot better. So as you guys do these techniques, learn, practice, and you can't just know them, you have to practice them. All right, so we're going to practice this together. Adam, do you want to practice with us?
Sure.
He's excited about it, I'm sure. So we're going to start back here, okay? We're going to come from a sparrow block. Adam hasn't done this in a while, so I'm going to give him a hard time. So you're going to go high block. There you go, knife hand. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to bend that wrist a little bit, and then as I step forward, I'm going to do that wrist break. And then I'm going to step down and do a reverse punch, okay? Then I'm going to bend that arm for a wrist break, step over, pop, reverse punch. One more time, bend that arm for that wrist break, pop it over as I step, reverse punch. Now, remember as you do that, your hand and feet get to arrive at the same time. So you may even know the motions, but being able to execute the technique with power and sharpness is a whole nother story. So we're going to start this out today. And like I said, Adam's just playing with us for the day, so we love that. Thank you for jumping in. He's pretty wonderful. I'm going to let him go, and he's going to keep being awesome. And we're going to practice this a couple more times. You can go ahead and hold on. All right, here we go. So you're going to start into your sparrow block, okay? Now watch what happens, all right? So I'm going to transfer, my knee's going to come up at the same time my elbow bends and my hand goes back. So see how this motion goes together? Now watch. Now I'm going to do it again. So I want you to really pay attention to that motion, making sure everything arrives together. So start with your legs at the same time you bend the wrist. At the same time you start to drop your hand, reverse. And as you do that technique, you're going to have a lot more power. So that's what you're working on right now. I want you to work on that sparrow block, and then palm block, reverse punch, palm block, reverse punch, palm block, reverse punch. Okay? Make it strong, make it powerful. I want you practicing it up and down your yard as much as you can. If you're inside the house, practice it back and forth in any way that you can. So once again, I want you practicing this 10 times a day for the next 2 weeks. And I want you to hashtag did it with your name and the date. In the meantime, keep being awesome and keep working on those skills. And then if you can have somebody in your family, grab so you can just practice that motion and getting around the wrist. That will help you to understand and see what the execution is. And you'll perform at a lot higher level. All right, guys, get kicking. Chat. Kunyen.